Popular social media platforms are getting rid of fact-checking and letting users have more say in what's true, misleading, or false.
Alyssa Munoz joins us after Meta announced they're now doing this.
Well, Meta controls Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads. Now, the company says their programs showed bias and one-sided perspectives when fact-checking, and that's why they're moving in another direction. In 2016, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Meta, launched the fact-checking program, which used independent experts to correct things they saw online, such as viral hoax. Zuckerberg says the program became a tool to censor instead of inform.
But the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the U.S.
Now Meta will be moving toward the community notes model used on X. This feature allows users who sign up to contribute to write a note on a post they think is misleading, harmful, or false. But it won't show up on a post unless enough contributors from different viewpoints agree.
One of the problems with that is that it relies on people to catch the information that's already been shared publicly.
Jessica Fizel is a political science professor at UNM. She has researched bias based on race and gender and how that compares with flagging posts.
People are not necessarily more likely to flag based on race and based on gender. However, what we do find in some post hoc analysis is that Democrats are more likely to flag content that they determine to be inappropriate than are Republicans or self-identifying independents.
Fizel argues while Zuckerberg's goal is to avoid political bias, based on her findings, that might not be possible.
There just is a lot more misinformation and disinformation circulating in right-leaning ecosystems of social media that make it much more likely for them to reshare this information. So what seems like disproportionate or targeted fact-checking might just be a function of there being much more mis- and disinformation in the right-leaning media ecosystem.
The National Coalition Against Censorship sent us a statement saying, in part, we welcome Meta's shift away from the centralized fact-checkers to a more transparent system, allowing users to engage with and contest divisive ideas better embodies the principles of free speech. I'm Alyssa Munoz, KWT Action 7 News.
The company plans to phase in the notes feature over the next couple of months.